We are back for another year of football. The Saints start the era of Derek Carr. LSU is loaded and should be tuned up under second-year coach Brian Kelly. Nicholls State is looking to get back on top with Coach Tim Rebow at the helm. The high school teams are eager and ready. Our crew is also back. Our very own Cajun Cannon, Bobby Hebert. Well, he's offering in-depth analysis and game strategies. Former All-Pro Rich Maudy brings his candid talk back for another year. Mike Detillier will offer his great insight to the sports world each and every week. Harry McCullough will showcase a special guest of the week. Our high school expert Stan Gravois. He'll be on hand to discuss high school football standings. Chuck Bork takes over the question of the day this year as he puts his stellar law practice on hold for just 5 minutes. And our weekly Stayed to Play raffle will reward a lucky winner. This year, our naming sponsors will be part of the show. Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Alford & Associates, for all of your insurance needs. St. Martin & Bork, attorneys at law. Know your rights. Some perennial corporate sponsors are also on hand. South Louisiana Bank is better when we bank together. Terrebonne General Health System, Community Sports Institute. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality. Terrebonne Churches United Food Bank. And from Lafourche Parish, Louisiana's Cajun Bayou. Now, from the Eugene and Lorraine Falls studios in Houma, Louisiana, buckle up your chin straps. It's time for Sports on the Bayou.
Yeah. So it's all the same shit.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another edition on Sports on the Bayou. Mike Detillier, the Cajun Cannon, Bobby Hebert, Rich Maudy, all three teams, LSU, Tulane, Saints, well, Nicholls didn't do it, all won this weekend, so we got a lot to talk about. We'll be back with more Sports on the Bayou.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Alford & Associates, for all of your insurance needs. And St. Martin & Bork, attorneys at law. Know your rights. When we come back, Saints Talk. You won't want to miss this. Don't go away.
Here at Rouse's, we have our own brands of products, which you'll find down every aisle of our stores. These are the best quality at the best price. They compare to the national brands we sell, but at a lower cost. Most are made right here, but we travel the world too. And we personally taste test and guarantee every item. So if our name's on the label, you can trust it's good. Rouse's brand, best quality at the best price.
Here in South Louisiana, we know how important it is to protect our families.
When one of our neighbors is injured because of someone else's neglect, our team is compelled to use our experience, skills, and knowledge to seek justice and hold wrongdoers accountable. If you've been injured and want to know your rights, call St. Martin & Bork today.
You gotta try this, and some of those. Ooh, and definitely that. You won't be disappointed, but just know you can only get it here. Up and down Louisiana's Cajun Bayou in Lafourche Parish. Y'all come visit? We're just 35 miles south of New Orleans. Hungry? Let's eat!
Sports on the Bayou is also brought to you by our corporate sponsors. South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together. Terrebonne General Health Systems and their Community Sports Institute. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality. Terrebonne Churches United Food Bank. And from Lafourche Parish, Louisiana's Cajun Bayou. Now, back to Sports on the Bayou.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou. Mike Detillier, Cajun Cannon, Bobby Hebert, Rich Maudy. Guys, 2 in a row for the Saints. The first time in 10 years this team has started out 2-0. Man, thank God for the defense. And for the 10th straight game, this defense has held the team to 20 points or under. This is modern-day football. 10 games to hold them under 20 points. November 7th was the last time when Lamar Jackson all rolled into town on Monday night, they rolled them. But
They
since
scored
then,
27 then, yeah.
they have really played great on defense. The kid came through for you with the kicks you needed. And when you needed a couple plays on offense, you hit the long strike. And thank God for Taysom Hill. He bailed you out last night.
Yeah, I mean, they had no running game going into the thing. And, of course, Kamara's not coming back, next week, right? He gets back in after the third game, after week three. Right. But Taysom, I had people telling me after the first game, how come they didn't play Taysom? How come? He's going to get his time. Don't worry about it. They pick and choose the places to put him in.
I wish they'd use him more. I'll be honest with you.
I think they will. You know, I think they're trying to get the quarterback in gear and get him into some rhythm a little bit. But
to show you the value of Taysom Hill, truly, when you look at it, look how well, or I should say, he ran the ball. How we were relying upon him. So he catches the pass, he throws a pass, and he's running. We all know he can block a punt. He can do everything. He is truly the jack of all trades. But the one thing, if we play like this defensively and we only give up 20 points a game or less, we should go undefeated. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen. Shame on our offense if that's not the case. I mean, I said this in the pregame. You know, I picked the exact score, Rich.
Did you really?
When did you get that experience?
Dave got in touch with me. He's like, Mike, don't give me the score because the last time you picked it right, so they don't want to give out the money. I said, okay, I'll get in touch with Bobby. He gave it right there to me, 2017.
Yeah.
He hit, so I said, okay, either way, you're giving out the money, right?
2017, the last time I picked it was the Super Bowl when the Steelers beat the Seahawks. So I picked that score. But when you look at it,
out of all the games, you picked two scores out of all those years?
No, exact scores.
Oh, exact.
No,
twice out of all those years?
Twice? Well, when you have to look twice in, out of 250 attempts. That's not bad.
Wait, whoa. That's less than 1%. That's a half a percent.
You got to pick the exact score.
Richard, if we'd have put the $500 in escrow in 06, you know how much money we could have made off of that at a 7% interest rate?
Yeah, but
you better put a lot of money on those two games.
It depends. Yeah, exactly. How confident you are.
I did. I just wanted to see.
But you're looking at what I was looking at and what's occurring, and do we really appreciate our defense? I don't know if we do because of the success of the Dome Patrol. You look at the Saints defense has allowed just one touchdown this season, and we all know that came about with 1 minute and 16 seconds remaining. They had gone 12 straight quarters without allowing a touchdown, going back to the third quarter last season game against the Eagles. Now, it was also the 10th straight game the Saints defense has held an opponent to 20 or fewer points. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, because I was part of this, eclipsing the mark of 9 straight games by the 1991 Dome Patrol game. We were 8-1, and then we ended up losing to the Bears. Guess what? 20-17.
Yeah.
The exact same score.
Early on, Michael Thomas, man, and you could see they had signaled him out as the guy that they were going to go to, but the Saints defense, outstanding. They got a 6-3 lead here. You can see pressure. Carl Granderson, and he's just not done this in games. He's done it in practice, preseason. Pete Werner, I think he thought he had a scoop and score, but it got ripped out from him. And again, sets up a short field for the offense. Really weren't able to capitalize on a lot of those opportunities. But look at this catch by Chris Olave.
But wait, what is he spinning the ball for?
Don't spike the ball down.
Wait, where's the pass interference? The guy's holding it. I mean, what are they looking at?
Yeah.
But Tony Jones goes in for the score, and we talked about this on Sports Talk. It wasn't going to be Kirk Merritt. If something happened to Jamal, it would be Tony Jones. But look at this play. Out in the flat, Alontae Taylor to make that one-on-one tackle. Then he gets flustered, throws it out in the
rookie mistake here, right?
No, that's the NFL. It's not the SEC. Even as great as the SEC, we respect the SEC, the NFL is a different animal. I'm telling you.
Then hits this one, Rashid Shaheed, and you heard him on television talk about the cornerbacks for the Panthers. They didn't want to see that one-on-one matchup, and then bang, gets in for a score. And thought, man, okay, this is going to be an easy deal here.
Tony Jones Jr. was not even in training camp. He was with Sean Payton and the Broncos.
He was the last cut.
The last cut, and then he comes up here.
Get an opportunity. He may have a slot there. He may have a permanent slot.
We don't know the injury to Jamal Williams and the extent of that. We know you don't have Alvin Kamara that's going to be in the backfield. Who knows with Kendra Miller? He's either got a knee or a hamstring or whatever. I'm telling you, what you saw offensively to run the football last night, Tony Jones, Taysom Hill, that's what you're going to see Sunday when they play the Green Bay Packers.
Well, and what has to continue is this. This is outstanding, to say the least. If we do this, bend but don't break, but red zone defense, which is amongst the best, whether you're getting a takeaway or forcing field goals, we were outstanding the past 2 games. You know, opponents have only converted 6 for 26 on third down. So when you're trying to possess the ball and set the tone for the game, 6 for 26, that is domination on third down. And again, I wish we'd have been on the plus side in the turnover margin.
But you even.
Yeah, we're even, and we still +1 for the season. And, you know, we showed a lot more discipline than we did in the preseason. We only had 3 penalties. 3 penalties, 32 yards. Usually you never want 9 or more penalties, 100 yards. So we playing winning football overall as a team. Now, it might be an ugly win. You might want the Saints to crush their opponent. That ain't happening. I'm telling you, this might be another ugly win against the Packers. You have to get used to that. And the fourth quarter, you might develop an ulcer in the season. You might watch it and it's like, what's up with the Saints? I don't know what they're going to do. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to come easy. I'm not saying the Saints are going undefeated, but it's going to be like in the fourth quarter. You never know. I don't know, flip a coin whether they're going to win or lose.
Okay, they've only given up 204 yards rushing in 2 games.
That's crazy.
To 2 teams that are run dominated. I mean, the Titans want to run the football with Derrick Henry, Tajay Spears. Last night you saw what the Panthers wanted to do. Miles Sanders, Chuba Hubbard. The guy who got the most yardage last night rushing on one play was the quarterback on a broke down play. Yeah. So I think that's first and foremost.
Well,
it's old school football, but it works.
Well, and Carolina last year, they were 7-10, same type record, but they wanted to run the football. That was the only area last season, the same running backs that, and you look where they're at, is that they were top 10 in that category. In all other categories, they were not very good. But one thing, listen, the Saints, look at Nathan Shepard, Colin Sanders.
Brian Brzee as a pass rusher.
Being disruptive. No, listen, I'm not worried about our defense right now. It's going to be our offense. Can you be opportunistic and score? And you just can't turn over the ball. Be on the plus side to win games.
We'll be back with more sports on the Bayou.
When we come back, who's in the crowd?
Selecting an insurance provider for your business is a big decision.
With over 26 years of experience, our offered team is your solution for quality and proven coverage.
The customer service you remember from years ago is what we pride our team on.
We know how important your company is to the community.
From small businesses to large businesses, Alford & Associates can manage your insurance. It's our job.
Alford & Associates, benefiting your employees and protecting your business.
Here at Rouse's, we have our own brands of products, which you'll find down every aisle of our stores. These are the best quality at the best price. They compare to the national brands we sell, but at a lower cost. Most are made right here, but we travel the world too. And we personally taste test and guarantee every item. So if our name's on the label, you can trust it's good. Rouse's brand, best quality at the best price.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by St. Martin and Bourke Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. And by Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Now, back to Sports on the Bayou.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou. Martin, I'll throw it to you.
All right, I'm back here. I like this little spot now. I get to peruse the crowd here. And Rich, I'm going to tell you today, you can blow kisses all you want because you're not the only all-pro in the room today.
Is there another one in there? I want to meet him.
We're going to get to that in a second.
All right.
But let me introduce Rouse's first. Y'all give a hand to Rouse is one of our naming sponsors. All right. And then Erica's got her gang at Alford and Associates right in front of you, Bobby.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Got some new faces.
All right.
Like daughter right here.
Yeah. And how about St. Martin and Borg's table? Harry's going to get to them, but Rich, I told you we got another all-pro, and Joe's up there in the front, and they were gracious enough to let our guest sit up there. But Bobby, you've seen that face many, many times for sure.
CNN? CNN.
Harry's going to interview both of them.
He's the only individual that I've ever witnessed that Dion couldn't hang with.
Right.
Okay, you look at Dion prime time and where he's at right now.
He's still close to Dion, too.
Let me tell you, I think Dion might have given him that nickname, CNN.
He did. All right, look at our next table. We got the current parish president of Lafourche Parish, Archie Chesson. There's Tommy S.J. And Tommy, you're looking good over there. And they get along. I love it. You got to look at Cody over there. He's going to have his own show coming up on HTV. So y'all give them a round of applause. All right. Next up.
So, Bart, do you have any pull to keep the Hurricanes in the Atlantic Ocean this
no,
season?
Indeed.
I mean,
no,
come on. I know
we
you
don't
got
want to ever see another hurricane out.
No, you got that stick. You can work that stick.
No,
you got to like push those hurricanes over.
The stick only covers them when they get in the Gulf.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right. We gotta keep that in the Atlantic.
All right. Now Stan's got a good group. He's going to be talking about his group in a little bit, so I'm not going to steal his thunder. We appreciate them being on board, so Stan will have that in a little bit. Let's move on. There we go. We got the crew from Barker Honda in the house today. Where's Lester? He's on a vacation?
Yes,
he's at the beach.
Yeah, he's getting ready for the Tulane game this weekend.
And next up, Cal and his crew over there from South Louisiana Bank. We appreciate all of them. And then we got our food bank, Churches United. Look at Spud over there, looking mighty important.
Spud
over there, he's looking cool with his gang. So welcome aboard. We appreciate that. Let's keep on going back. We got one of our consummates, Steve Trosclair, in the house, and his son Ryan with the Terrebonne Parish Sheriff's Department, who's protecting Steve today. And then we have a former parish president in the house and an all-SEC football player, Don Schwab, and he is with GIS, and right behind him is his personal member of the cardiology team. Jason is also in the house. And look at our members from TITA, all smiling. And I just got to say, I saw Coach Albert, Coach Spinella, and Mr. Calhoun behind them in the feeding line, and they were all smiles. Right, Coach Albert? All right, next to them are the legends. There you go, the ones I just mentioned. And we're going to talk about them, too. And I'm with Harry and Dr. Pat.
Dr. Pat's in the house.
Dr. Pat.
You got to be all excited about E.D. White. I think E.D. White gives a promise for the Bayou region right now in high school football.
He's excited. Once again, a shout-out to my mom, who's at LTAC. But we're going to fill that room up again soon. So shout-out to Mom. So, Mike, back to you.
We'll be back with more sports on the Bayou.
Right after the break, LSU talk. Whoa, stick around. It's getting good.
Here in South Louisiana, we know how important it is to protect our families.
When one of our neighbors is injured because of someone else's neglect, our team is compelled to use our experience, skills, and knowledge to seek justice and hold wrongdoers accountable. If you've been injured and want to know your rights, call St. Martin and Bourke today.
Selecting an insurance provider for your business is a big decision.
With over 26 years of experience, our Alford team is your solution for quality and proven coverage.
The customer service you remember from years ago is what we pride our team on.
We know how important your company is to the community.
From small businesses to large businesses, Alford & Associates can manage your insurance. It's our job.
Alford & Associates, benefiting your employees and protecting your business.
Here at South Louisiana Bank, we know the importance of working together as a team.
We're always here for you when you need a loan. By the way, here's that crawfish powder you needed. You can borrow it anytime.
So whether it's business or personal banking, we do it all. Visit our locations to find out how we can support your financial needs.
Good luck with the restaurant.
Thank you. And tell your mama thanks for the recipe. Her secret's safe with me.
I will.
South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Alford & Associates, for all of your insurance needs. And St. Martin and Bourke Attorneys at Law. know your rights. Now, back with more Sports on the Bayou.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou, guys. LSU, Mississippi State, and this has been a crazy series where we've seen LSU dominate the series, but in the last 10 games, LSU 7-3 against State. The game State has won, sometimes they had a big lead and then would hang on. LSU, similar situation. There was even no contest here. Jaden Daniels and Malik Neighbors, they could have played that game in the dark, and he would have still hit Malik Neighbors. He was wide open. So we're doing pregame on WWL, and watching the film of it the week before, I can see the cornerbacks are way off. Man, I said, if they don't throw him the football 10 times, something's wrong. So we got this guy. He claims he's a former coach saying, I don't like that. You got to spread the ball around. My thing is, what? You get open, then I throw you the football. Malik Neighbors is always open.
That's exactly. You feed the one that's working.
And Jaden Daniels was
until they stop
tremendous in that football.
What's great about the LSU, they're kind of falling into the same mode they did last year. I mean, the performance was incredible by Jaden, but I think, they come out with a loss last year in the beginning of the year, and everyone says, oh, here we go, we're worried about it. Bobby made a prediction last week. He said they may run the table.
They
might. I didn't believe it.
Right
and now watching them.
is so down. I mean, look at South Carolina, Georgia. Look at Alabama against South Florida.
Auburn, too, is not.
LSU can run the table, I'm telling you.
But it's just part of the coaching style, I think, that you're seeing. And Kelly, he's able to gather those guys, keep them on focus, get them back on track. And now they just, every week, I think they're going to get better and better.
And did they get a pass rush on Will Rogers, who's the most experienced quarterback? And when he's going to walk away, he's going to own basically every record in SEC history. He looked like he was in the 5th grade going up against LSU.
4 sacks for her.
He didn't play well. He got shook up by pressure early. You could see it.
Well, and then Jaden Daniels. I mean, what more you could say? If anybody's hating on Jaden Daniels, you got to slow your roll. What are you freaking talking about? Jaden Daniels is the reason why that LSU has the chance to win every game in the SEC, because we have the advantage over quarterback at the quarterback position. What is Alabama doing? They're changing the quarterback every week. You look where Georgia's at right now. I'm telling you. Look,
Tennessee.
For Florida's not that good.
Tennessee with so much hope. And, man, Joe Milton, he spit the bit.
Yeah, but you look at, to me, like Mike said, it was a pitch and catch, Jaden Daniels, Malik Neighbors. I mean, Daniels was 20 of 21 in the first half. Now, it's hard to do that against air, because somebody probably drops it. 20-21, and then he's 30 of 34 for 361 yards, 4 touchdowns. And Malik Neighbors would have broke Keyshawn Boutte's record.
Easy.
Ended up having 239 yards. That was the 4th most in LSU history. But when you look at the highest single-game completion percentage, 88% by a quarterback in LSU history, that's not an opinion. If it's history, that means it's fact, with at least 20 attempts. And then making plays with his feet, he added 64 yards and 2 scores. So he had 425 total yards. Oh, we need a different quarterback. I want to tell you fans, what the hell are you talking about? You got the right quarterback. You got the right quarterback to get it done. You have 425 total yards of offense. And listen, they're 17-point favorite against Arkansas. I'm not saying Arkansas is putty, but we still should beat them. I mean,
the one thing in watching them against BYU, they jump out to a 14-0 lead. Their offensive line could not protect Jefferson or run the football. Okay, Sam Pittman, I think he's the best offensive line coach in college football. He is the head coach, but I do know what he runs. Man, they don't look good up front at all. And so if they can't run the football, man, LSU got a chance to really put it to them.
Well, and I got to give credit to this. You know, when you're on the world stage, Clarence, you've been on the world stage, you CNN. But looking at Armand Duplantis, okay, Lafayette connection, LSU. He's representing Sweden because I think more ducats, more money in his pocket. They were at the Prefontaine Classic. Do you know he set a new world record on Sunday to wrap up the season at the Prefontaine Classic track and field meet?
We're going to go to the highlights.
And he beat his own record as the world. Now, you want to talk about the best of the best? That's a world champ.
Just puts this on the mark, 26 yards for a touchdown. And that was just the precursor for what you saw. Then again, downfield, 33 yards right in the bucket, so to speak, for a score. Man, you couldn't ask it to be put any better. And then again, this is almost like repeating the same deal. Look how wide open. That's high school open. He hits it 48 yards, and then it sets up a short field where they get a score here by Josh Williams.
Man, that cornerback thinks I need to go back to JUCO or high school.
Now late, again, as the clock is ticking, Mississippi State gets a score late, and, you know, it makes it 24-7, but you knew it was all over with. Then Ramos comes in, kicks the field goal, first score of the second half. And I give him credit. I was a little worried about Ramos, but he's been really good. Then Jaden, flushed out of the pocket, runs downfield, and not sure what he's trying to do here.
Ouch.
But, man, he gets clocked here by Sean Preston, and we all know played down the road at St. James High School, went to Mississippi State.
Man, I wish that tackle, I wish Marcus May would have did that to Bryce Young.
Man, he whiffed on that.
Yeah.
And then Jaden goes in for the score, and then, again, it was just an avalanche. Mississippi State, they could not recover, I think, early from pressure, and also those defensive backs. My thing is, Rich, you played the position. Why wouldn't you bracket cover Malik Neighbors? Why you just left a one-on-one?
You got to go inside, outside.
Well, they had a game plan and they didn't make any adjustments.
No,
but they didn't. And, you know, they got no pressure on Jay. He had all the time in the world. I mean, and when you have a running quarterback, it just opens up everything.
Well, they
couldn't get to him.
They're completely different than the team they were with Mike Leach and the air raid offense.
Well, yeah.
I mean, how Will Rogers all of a sudden.
You know, last year they threw the football 79% of the time. 79% of the time.
If you're a Mississippi State fan, you think, like, I like that approach. At least I was entertained versus trying to run the ball like they are right now.
Three things can happen when you throw the ball. Two of them are bad.
I don't know about that one thing that really hit.
In this day and age, it's a different game.
Think about, and I stole Wilson Alexander's story before he wrote it. I remember Coach O recruiting Malik Neighbors. He came in late. He was a late guy. He signed on signing date. Think of the impact Malik Neighbors has had at LSU in the last year, couple games. He was going to sign with Mississippi State. Ooh. Think about how close he came.
Well, he's probably having the career right now that Keyshawn Boutte we all expected to have.
Yes, I agree.
You know, Mark, as far as living up to expectations and going beyond. I mean, I think Malik Neighbors, the sky's the limit as far as you look, Justin Jefferson, you look Jamar Chase and all. I think Malik Neighbors is going to be that type of NFL receiver.
He is the second coming of Wendell Davis. That's who he reminds me of.
Who was outstanding with the Bears.
Terrific
in the NFL.
player. We'll be back with more sports on the Bayou.
Don't go away. Harry McCullough coming up shortly with his sports feature of the week.
Here at Rouse's, we have our own brands of products, which you'll find down every aisle of our stores. These are the best quality at the best price. They compare to the national brands we sell, but at a lower cost. Most are made right here, but we travel the world too. And we personally taste test and guarantee every item. So if our name's on the label, you can trust it's good. Rouse's brand, best quality at the best price.
Here in South Louisiana, we know how important it is to protect our families.
When one of our neighbors is injured because of someone else's neglect, our team is compelled to use our experience, skills, and knowledge to seek justice and hold wrongdoers accountable. If you've been injured and want to know your rights, call St. Martin and Bork today.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Alford & Associates. For all of your insurance needs, Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. And St. Martin and Bork Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Now, back to more Sports on the Bayou.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou. H, I'll throw it to you. You got two of the best you're talking to.
No doubt. I tell you what, if you had to run down a family, you couldn't run down this family. You know, the Mannings are the first family of football when it comes to, quarterbacking. These guys, the Verdans, may have been the fastest family on the Bayou for sure. It's Clarence and Herman, two guys that grew up on the Bayou. you were a teammate of Bobby's with the Falcons, right?
Falcons,
you played at South Terrebonne, and you wanted to say you did beat him in high school.
Yeah, the year they won state, we beat them. Yeah, so I think.
Yeah, I would, Clarence. I think that was because of Skippy Ezel.
I think we won that time.
So Martin Atisa, Clarence is the All-Pro that is here. Herman was on that '73 team that would say national records with. You had Melvin Johnson, Marvin Lagarde, Robert Lagarde, and Ricky Britt, who's also here in the audience. So you started the family with the running, right?
Oh, yeah.
So tell me about that team and what that was like.
1973, we just couldn't beat us. We just, we had built that steam. We ain't gonna lose, and we had Melvin Johnson, and one of the fastest guy in the world.
Yeah.
And we just couldn't be beat. Ricky brought it to me, and I always say, once Ricky put it in my hand, it was over with.
Yeah, it really was. And I remember being a little kid watching you guys run. I've never seen it again, and I've never seen it anywhere around covering sports for a long year. I did not see it. Well, y'all had a better time than them?
No.
Well, I think they kind of cheated through that time. Coach Adam timed them, Yeah, so we could never break it because the biology teacher, he was the one doing the timing that they set the world's record in high school. But I said it was great though, man. They set a tone, man, that we all try to chase years and never can do it, man. I can imagine that record still stands right now at South Terrebonne. Matter of fact, in the night, Lake Charles had tied him back in the 80s. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I remember that club too. Washington Marion was that team with Eddie Kennison was on that team. So CNN, you got the nickname CNN because you talk 24 hours a day. I remember you as the Verdants too. So you're a multi nickname guy.
Well, you had Prime Time. Prime had his thing. Andre had his Showtime.
Right. Andre Ryan's Bad Moon.
Do the Verdants and like I say, just like I said, we did. Back then, it had a few of us, and Icky Woods, did his thing.
The shuffle.
So, and it was just something that entertained. I got fined a lot for it, and I think I had to talk to Tagliabue once because it got to the point where they just said it wasn't going to happen no more.
Right.
So I was like, well, tell you what, Mr. Tagliabue, I said, anytime I score a touchdown, tell the fans don't do the wave. So we all just going to see how that going to go. But it bring entertainment, man. That's the type of player I am. I see Deion still doing it right now in Colorado.
Right.
And it's just fun, man. Fun.
So you signed a big contract with the Colts too. You played with Washington as well. Right. And now, what you doing now?
Well, I just told him.
How are you not coaching somewhere on TV somewhere?
Man, you have to love that, man. I commend coaches, man.
Right,
it's 24/7.
Right.
And I have a lot of friends of mine that went into the coaching field. I don't like say Bobby, guys like that. They study the game.
You were just fast.
Yeah, I didn't run all the right plays, but you have to be a student of the game, man. And that's why I commend quarterbacks, man. Them guys, they put time in that people don't see. The meetings that they have before even the team meeting. So it's a lot to it, man, and it's like a chess game. Yeah, definitely.
So Herman, you still running, man? You still look in great shape, man.
I'm 70 years old. No, sir. I have two grandsons that's one at H.L. Bourgeois, one at Evergreen.
You trying to recruit?
That's the future, man. It's it for me. I'm old and I just sit down and watch track and enjoy what I'm doing. Retired.
And so you guys recently got inducted to the South Terrebonne Hall of Fame. Congratulations on that.
Going with my little brother, it was bittersweet. I wanted to go in when Ricky and them went in, but it didn't happen. But it is what it is. But going with my little brother.
Yeah, so no, it's awesome, and you guys, like I said, having you guys part of the community, and man, you just grew up running, right? And just chasing each other around, right?
You had to get out. I had a choice, man. Either work at the shrimp factory. I worked for like half a day, and I'm like, man, I can't do this, man. No way, man. So I started running, and just started running up and down the bayou. They thought I was crazy. I'm like, bro, I would not go in that shrimp factory again. Never. And God is my witness. When I left to go to UL. And I vowed to myself, if I ever come back to this bayou, man, I'll be a millionaire. I'm not coming back and working in this shrimp. But not saying, but they gave me work ethic, though.
Right.
My grandparents, friends of mine, guys, they worked on the boats, shrimp boats. And but it was just a different culture, man. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, Herman and Clarence, more of this. We got more interview with you guys. Martin's going to do a full-length interview with you guys talking about the Hall of Fame and y'all careers and all. So thanks so much for joining us. All right, we'll be right back with more Saints on the Sports on the Bayou right after this.
Stan Gravois in his Prep Football Roundup.
Selecting an insurance provider for your business is a big decision.
With over 26 years of experience, our Alford team is your solution for quality and proven coverage.
The customer service you remember from years ago is what we pride our team on.
We know how important your company is to the community.
From small businesses to large businesses, Alford & Associates can manage your insurance. It's our job.
Alford & Associates, benefiting your employees and protecting your business.
The new generation of Hondas are here at Barker Honda.
The all-new Accord, head of its class, miles ahead.
All new 2023 HRV and CRV.
And Pilot, built for every driving need. Family favorite Odyssey has all new trim levels.
Go everywhere with Passport. And the award-winning Civic.
The generation for every generation. And always remember, it's better at Barker.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by St. Martin and Bourke Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. And by Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Now, back to Sports on the Bayou.
Hi everybody, welcome back to Sports on the Bayou. It's time to get caught up with week 3 of the high school football season. Let's take a look back at the action from Thursday and Friday. On Friday night, Central Lafourche High School honored the memory of legendary coach Bob Groh by naming the field in his honor. But the Trojan celebration didn't last very long as South Lafourche scored early and often. On the opening possession of the game, Carson Ogeron, Tarpon quarterback, runs 80 yards for this touchdown. Ironically, Ogeron was a starter for Central Lafourche 2 years ago before transferring. And on the second possession, it's Ogeron again, this 49-yard run as South Lafourche fools Central Lafourche with this swinging gait. No problem for the Tarpons. They win it 48-14. And at Tom B. Smith Stadium, it was 2 first-quarter touchdowns by Malik Miles of H.L. Bourgeois. The junior ran this first one in from 44 yards out and the second one from 8 yards out as Bourgeois pushes their record to 2-1 on the year. That was the only scoring in the game. The Braves get the shutout over the Patriots. Final score 13-0. And in other local action from this weekend, E.D. White keeps on rolling. St. James a little too tough for Thibodeau. CCA mounts a big comeback, but not enough to get by Morgan City. Vanderbilt toughs one out against Belle Chase. Terrebonne runs by Lakeshore. Houma Christian just too much for Ascension Christian. Hammond gets by South Terrebonne. Berwick 7 points better than Franklin. And Riverside Academy puts it on Central Catholic. District play begins this Friday night in 7-5A. Big rival games, Destrehan against Hornville and Terrebonne against H.L. Bourgeois, along with another big matchup, Thibodeau against East St. John. And look at Morgan City High School, ranked number 3 in Division II as district play begins this week. The big game on Friday night, Vanderbilt against Lutcher. E.D. White and St. James seem to be the cream of the crop in District 8-3A. Still a ways to go before district play starts there, but E.D. White does have a big one with Woodlawn of Baton Rouge this weekend. Houma Christian and Fisher at the top of District 9-2A. The Warriors have a tough one with Power Riverside Academy at home on Friday night. And 4 of the 7 teams in District 7-1A are still undefeated. They start district play this Friday night, so something's got to give. Genneret's taking on Centerville, 2 undefeated teams. And a big game between 2 teams thought to be contenders in that district. CCA will be taking on Central Catholic at Nichols this Friday night.
Yeah, last thing we mentioned on there was CCA taking on Central Catholic, and we're very fortunate to have representatives of CCA here today. Jesse Turner, head football coach, along with Ashley Kesterson, who is volleyball coach there at CCA. First, I'll turn to you, Jesse. A big game against Central Catholic this week. What might we expect?
Central Catholic is always a good fight for us. You know, they always deep in the playoff. They got a good tradition over there. They coach well. So we got to go out there. We got to play line football, and hopefully we can execute and hopefully come on top.
Volleyball doing really well, 13-3 to this point on the year. Reasons for success, Ashley?
Well, Coach Craig Hamner is doing a lot of work in the gym, and we have a lot of support personnel with Coach Carrie Townley and Miss Kayla. Our girls are working hard, and we have goals, and we're trying to achieve them.
For those of you who may not know, Jesse was an all-conference running back over at Nicholls State University, then head coach at Ellendon Memorial. Decided to go over to CCA. I have to ask, you know, when most of the people in here who grew up didn't know what single A football was in this area. We only knew 4A on up, or maybe 3A on up. 4A to single A, biggest difference?
Just the numbers, man. You got more guys in the 4A program that, you know, you can play one side of the football. At 1A, you got to play both sides. So that's been a challenge for us, but we accepted the challenge, and we're going to, you know, keep pushing.
And back to volleyball, the Lady Lions take on Carr, if I'm not, is that going to be at home? And tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, we play at home today. Our JV game starts at 4:30, and the varsity will follow. Edna Carr, they have a lot of height. They're a pretty strong team. We played them in the Jamboree, and we took the victory, so we want to kind of keep that tradition going.
So 13 wins is the most in Division 5 for volleyball. He's 2-1. Only loss was to a 4A team, and he's a single A team, so things are going pretty well over at CCA. Thank y'all for being here today. With that being said, we'll be back with more on Sports on the Bayou right after this.
Don't fall asleep when we come back from the break. Chuck Bork with his What's Up, Chuck segment.
Here in South Louisiana, we know how important it is to protect our families.
When one of our neighbors is injured because of someone else's neglect, our team is compelled to use our experience, skills, and knowledge to seek justice and hold wrongdoers accountable. If you've been injured and want to know your rights, call St. Martin and Bork today.
Give where you live. The Terrebonne Church's United Food Bank.
Sports on the Bayou is also brought to you by our corporate sponsors. South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together. Terrebonne General Health Systems and their Community Sports Institute. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality. Terrebonne Church's United Food Bank, and from Lafourche Parish, Louisiana's Cajun Bayou. Now, back to Sports on the Bayou.
Hard the week.
Short week. Yeah. We're back here on Sports on the Bayou. This would normally be our What's Up, Chuck segment. What's up, Verdun? Okay. You got the deal now, baby.
Yeah, question, Bobby. Since you great quarterback, man.
I'd say very good. I don't know.
No, you did something in the USFL really transcended to the NFL. Yourself, Anthony Carter, Derek Holloway, man, was something to see if you never saw it. If you go to YouTube and put up some of those films, man, that was awesome, bro. You know.
Well, thank you. Yeah, whenever you're a champion, you know, Clarence, whether it's high school, whether it's college or professional, whatever, you win a championship, you reflect on the off season, how you come together as a team. So, you know, I felt more appreciated. I went back to Michigan. We just celebrated 40 years of the USFL first championship with the Michigan Panthers. And all they were talking about, though, goes like, hey, man, we finally got a team this year. We think the Lions are going to win. They were so excited about it because the last time the football team, you know, because they just Yankees. They the same thing like us, like Ohio State, right. Michigan Wolverines. They the same thing like us, but they just Yankees up north. But they always appreciate it. It's like
what kind of comment is that?
No,
that's
just
a
Yankees
compliment.
up north.
That's a compliment. You don't get it, Rich.
I'm trying to read through that a little bit.
Over your head.
I know it is. Way over my head.
Way over.
Yeah.
I lost that one
No,
when you
we
came
have
out.
to explain it to you, Rich.
I know
it's really bad.
I'm a little slow, but
Penn State is more prima donnas. No. The bottom line is that it's blue collar. I think Penn State, not University of Pennsylvania, that's the Ivy League, but the Penn Quakers. But Penn State, y'all could be blue collar, and that's what I witnessed when I went to Michigan. They embraced me because just like common folk, and they appreciate supporting that. How can you not cheer? Listen, we all love the Saints, but how can we hate on the Detroit Lions? Like what? I mean, Detroit's very similar to New Orleans, like Baltimore. You look at the inner city and all that. So when I look at Detroit and I look at the Lions, like the Cleveland Browns, I mean, they're so bad. How can you be against them? So when I went there and how they embraced me, I really appreciate that. That's where I got my nickname, Cajun Cannon.
Exactly. It's not from here.
Wait, can you
it's in
I'm
Michigan.
going to ask you this question here, and this is barbershop talk.
Yeah, barbershop, that's right. Me and you seeing that.
This is barbershop talk. Y'all see I go to that a lot. But with Core, a lot of his sacks and the people saying he's holding the ball too long. Do you think that's considered as a cover sack, the defensive backs, the receivers not getting open, or he's not making the right reads?
You got to get rid of the ball. This is, again, history. It's not an opinion. You know who was the lead sack quarterback in back-to-back seasons in the National Football League in 1991-92? Me. Right. 1991 and 92, I was the least sacked NFL quarterback. Do you know in 92, all of a sudden I got sacked like 12 times in 15 games, and then I got sacked 3 times against the Bills. Man, they playing cover 2-man, and I ain't holding the ball. I'm trying to get rid of it. Bruce Smith, Biscuit, Cornelius Bennett, they coming, and they bring in the heat. Oh, Dan Marino, he gets rid of the ball quick. He got sacked 24 times that season. So I'm telling you, Derek Carr getting sacked, we on pace, Mike. Well, we've given up already 8 sacks.
8 sacks.
No, probably Derek Carr should have been sacked half of the time.
So you don't think the receivers not getting open?
You got to know where your outlets are. You got to know where your outlets are, check downs.
That's on Derek.
Okay,
that's on Derek.
But it might not be a completion. You might throw that your outlet's feet. They might be covered. You're just getting rid of the football. I'm telling you, the quarterback, then the offensive lineman, they want to go to war for you and they want to block for you because, man, they go, oh, man, Bobby, thanks for that. But we didn't have no Pro Bowl offensive lineman. Man, I know I went off on a tangent, but I always do that.
No kidding.
Martin, you got a pull, right?
No, that's next segment.
Next segment? All right. We'll be back with more Sports on the Bayou. Martin's going to pull the number, keep everybody in place here on Sports on the Bayou.
Yankees.
Don't fall asleep now, because when we come back, I'll give away an award to someone who's in the audience on my Stay to Play segment.
Here at Rouse's, we have our own brands of products, which you'll find down every aisle of our stores. These are the best quality at the best price. They compare to the national brands we sell, but at a lower cost. Most are made right here, but we travel the world too. And we personally taste test and guarantee every item. So if our name's on the label, you can trust it's good. Rouse's brand, best quality at the best price.
Terrebonne General Health System is the largest healthcare resource in Southeast Louisiana, offering a high-tech and high-touch style of healing. World-renowned services include cardiology, women's health, cancer care, and a healthy lifestyle center.
This is a true calling for all the physicians, nurses, and staff who make up our proud Terrebonne General family. We are here to provide healthcare for our community.
To discover more, please visit tghealthsystem.com.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Alford & Associates. For all of your insurance needs, Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. and St. Martin and Bourke Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Now, back to more Sports on the Bayou.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou. Martin, I'm going to throw it to you. It's state of play or play to stay, whatever it is.
I don't know, but we're giving away a gift. No
there you go.
What it's called.
This is
So we got a
Get your ticket out.
A dinner for 4 at Copeland's. This is a $100 gift card. Now, Steve or Ron, if y'all win this, it's probably a dinner for 2. Lawrence DeHart with Churches United, he's gonna pull the winner. So Lawrence, you realize before you do that, one person is happy, 99 are not so happy with it. You realize that?
I tell you what, for the meals you don't get, you can come by us and I'll feed you. How about that?
Wow. Eric will take him up on that.
All right.
Don't pull your own ticket, Lawrence.
Okay, we have 595163. There we go.
Ricky Brett. Ricky Brett.
Ricky gets it.
Not only did he win at South Terrebonne and set a national
the
record
rich
in
get
the 440
richer.
relay. Come on, Ricky. I know you used to be fast. Let's see if you can get up here and get this gift card.
free stuff, absolutely.
Yes. Hey,
You had 3 friends?
Clarence and Herman. He said he's bringing y'all to Copeland's with him. All right, Mike, there you have it. Hey.
All righty, guys. This coming weekend, we're going to see, I think, a lot of the different things shake out. Saints-Packers, though, really shakes out as a game. Man, I watched the Packers play the Falcons. Man, they started out good, and then they were Stinko in the
Jordan Love didn't do anything. I want to see the last
bad.
4 or 5 drives. No, he laid an egg. He could not finish the deal. And listen, you know, we always look
He
at the
hasn't completed a pass in the 4th quarter this year.
Hello, the Saints need to keep that up. Listen, we got to take advantage of Jordan Love. I know we're going on the road. The weather's going to be awesome. A fall day in Lambeau Field. You're not dealing with the frozen tundra. We got to be 3-0 and come back to New Orleans. I mean, it's just where we're at right now. Now, you know what's crazy when you think about how the parity in the NFL and how great the teams are. And then everybody say, boy, the NFC South, oh, boy, the Saints should win. If they weren't anything, it sucks. Well, look, the Falcons are 2-0. Tampa Bay's 2-0. I got to eat crow and Baker Mayfield. I thought, no way Baker Mayfield was going to work out, but they're 2-0. The Saints are 2-0. So the NFC used to be the NFC South. Now it's turning back into NFC South. So it'll be interesting to see.
Let's see if Tampa can sustain that. I don't think so. We'll be back with more sports on the Bayou.
Coming up, a look at next week's game.
Selecting an insurance provider for your business is a big decision.
With over 26 years of experience, our Alford team is your solution for quality and proven coverage.
The customer service you remember from years ago is what we pride our team on.
We know how important your company is to the community.
From small businesses to large businesses, Alford & Associates can manage your insurance. It's our job.
Alford & Associates, benefiting your employees and protecting your business.
Cardiovascular Institute of the South is celebrating 40 years of delivering health care to our patients and communities. Founded by Dr. Craig Walker in 1983 and guided by a mission to provide the highest quality cardiovascular care available, CIS has pioneered hundreds of firsts to improve outcomes for cardiovascular diseases. Through new technology, virtual care, outpatient procedures, and national growth, CIS is improving lives and leading the way for advanced care and innovation.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Alford & Associates, for all of your insurance needs. And St. Martin and Bourke Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Now, back with more Sports on the Bayou.
The fourth quarter.
We're finishing up here on Sports on the Bayou. Guys, an important game, LSU, Arkansas. I think they should take care of business. Last year, no KJ Jefferson. And I'm going to be honest with you. Had it not been for Perkins, LSU doesn't win that game against Arkansas. Today, though, they're a totally different football team. I think they take care of business.
Well, Jane Daniels didn't play well last year against Arkansas.
That was the worst game I saw him
because
play.
he had 3 straight games. He was unbelievable, and then he kind of fell off the cliff, but LSU went out on top. Mike, do you think with the point spread being like 17 points.
I think that sounds about right.
Yeah. I would say they win by double digits. You think they cover? Or
I think it's a double-digit win for LSU.
But you look
Arkansas doesn't look good where I thought they would, and that's offensive, defensive line. That's where Sam Pittman sort of built his reputation on. Look at them today. They got pushed around by BYU. They really
go
did.
back to the NIL and the portal things. I mean, these teams are just not, they're losing players. The complexion's different on each team each year. I mean,
but we can handle NIL, LSU, because we pay.
Well, yeah, that's why we're winning.
No.
I mean, we go where the money is. Follow the money. Right?
Just get that Sports Illustrated this week. And who's on the cover?
LSU.
Two LSU women.
Women. Well, yeah. We know how. We don't have to do under the table now. We can just do it on top. And just say, here, we want you here to play for the Fighting Tigers and represent LSU. The one, Dabo Sweeney, you know who is not taking care of business and didn't embrace NIL, Clemson.
Yeah,
Clemson.
Well, that's what I mean.
They're going down. I hope
didn't take long.
Whips their butt. I mean,
they could.
I'm hoping.
They
but
could.
7 straight wins, it gets in your head. Clemson has beat them 7 straight times. And you look at how they played Boston College.
Yeah, they
were looking ahead.
Yeah,
they were looking ahead to
They're lucky
play
they came out of that game.
Florida State was looking ahead to Clemson in that game. I think they win, but I think Clemson keeps it close.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, because that does become part of you. And to jump that emotional ditch that sometimes is difficult in this. Just like LSU played Alabama. You know, they had teams that were close, you say personnel-wise, but they always found a way to screw it up some way.
But, Mike, it's hard for me to conceive that. When I played with the Saints, we lost all the time, so I didn't really worry about winning at that point. I mean,
you got well compensated, right?
I did. Wow. I think I spent all of that. I made my first year. I think I've told you guys this. My first year, 1977, a walk-on. Free agent, $24,000.
That big money back.
The big money. The minimum salary was $18,000, so I was $6,000 ahead of the scale. The minimum scale, right? You guys know that big. Right? Now you guys.
All right, we'll be back next week with another version of Sports on the Bayou.
Who dat?
Who dat?
We'll see you next week on Sports on the Bayou.